Thrifty bitches.
Thrifty bitches. Thrifty bitches.
Welcome to Thrifty Bitches. This episode is gonna be Thrifty Witches because, as you can see, it's the Halloween Spooktacular episode. Here with me today, I'm JoJo, your host, and I have...
I'm Sakina. I'm a guest right here.
I'm Emily. I've been on before.
I'm Matt. You know me.
He's a regular.
I'm a regular.
Yes. We've got some sleigh costumes going. I'm a ladybug. Sakina's a butterfly. Emmy's a vampire. And, of course, where's Waldo? Oh, yeah. So first, let's get into our life updates. So for me, school's been ramping up a bit. I am also doing my first play in like 3 or 4 years. It's opening is in 2 weeks, which is so exciting. Yeah.
You know we'll be there.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's called Puffs, going at Georgia Tech in a couple weeks, so that's been most of my life recently. But yeah. What have you been up to, Sakina?
Me, I'm just doing school, guys. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real. And you?
I just work. Life is pretty crazy most of the time. But
Yeah.
Work. Nothing too
Work
crazy.
hard, play hard.
So true.
No, literally.
Now is the play.
Now is the play.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah. School. Tests are hard, actually. Now I know that.
Yeah, Matt and I got a test tomorrow. That's what I'm studying for tonight.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, I already studied for it, so. take
Good
that.
for you,
Oh,
man.
wow.
Good for you. I haven't had a chance yet. It sucks.
But, yeah. It's just cool.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo.
So we are going to be talking all things Halloween today. First, we're going to be sharing Halloween stories, whether it's silly or spooky. We've got lots ready to share. And we're also going to be talking about our best Halloween costumes, what we're the most proud of.
Good impression.
Yeah. So first up, I'm going to tell a ghost story. I wish I had a flashlight to do the thing, you know. But so when I was 4, my family and I were living at like this really old house in Asbury Park. And it was a house that like people had died in, and it was like super old. And then this one time I was like with my mom in her bedroom, and I was 4, so I didn't have the brain capacity to like make stuff up. Like I was just not that type of kid. And I like just started describing to her in detail. I was like, who's that man in the corner? And the old man with the yellow rain jacket and the dog. And I was like explaining everything, and she's just like, obviously she could not see it.
I can imagine how terrified she
Imagine your kid saying that to you. It's crazy.
You're in The Shining.
Yeah, literally.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Emmy, you had a story from last Halloween.
Well, I feel like it's less of a story and just more so like just what I did last Halloween.
Yeah.
I had like just broken up with this guy like a couple days before, and like my closest friend at the time like went to Auburn University, so I was like, obviously I'm gonna not be in Atlanta, like I'm gonna leave. So I went to Auburn. Mind you, I visited like twice in the same week. Like I like visited, and then I was like, actually I'm gonna stay for Halloween, so I like came back and then left again. I don't really know what happened, but yeah, so crazy things happened. My friend died. They like left because it was like her and her boyfriend. We like went out to like Sky Bar. Sky Bar. If you like go there, that's like a really big bar. So they left early because they were like, 9 p.m. in bed, obviously. And my phone just like died, and she was like, oh, like, meet me back at, like, my house. And I was like, duh, like, what are you talking about? What
Where else would I
be
go?
doing? In my little brain, not thinking, maybe she's worried about me right now. So then I, like, met this dude, and, like, I, like, made him walk me home, because I was like, it's really late, you know, my phone's dead, like, I need to go home. And so I made him walk me home, and then we, like, rode up and down the elevator a bunch of times. Because we were making out. And we would get on top of the elevator, and I'd be like,
Back down.
Yeah. So we did that a bunch, and then I went and knocked on the door, or like I unlocked the door. She gave me her key too. Mm-hmm. So I went and unlocked the door, and she was so shocked to see me. Like, what are you talking about?
That's so silly.
Yeah, that's that story.
Amazing.
I love that.
It was.
That's on my bucket list now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Good.
that exact
No,
experience.
it was very fun. I had a great time.
Amazing.
It was kind of silly,
Oh,
because
yeah.
especially because there was like people sitting by the door in the lobby that were like watching the cameras.
Oh my god.
Thought about that way after the fact.
LOL.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
gosh.
recently, this like guy started like messaging me on Instagram, just like in my DMs, and I like looked at his profile, and the guy that I like made out with in that elevator like Halloween last year, just like on his feed. And I was like,
No.
yeah, I'm not gonna answer
Of course.
you.
What are the chances?
It's like, this is so random.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Next up, I have another little spooky story, but was actually just silliness. When I was abroad a couple years ago, me and my friends were hanging out by this little park in Oxford at night, and we were just like chilling by the lake, having a good time and talking, and then all of a sudden we hear this like big thing flop into the lake. And we're like, did someone just jump in? Is it an animal? And then we hear like swimming towards us, but we like couldn't see because it was so dark.
Run.
And then we were like sitting at like it was like a picnic table, and then like a bush, and then the lake. So we were like at the table, and then we start hearing like rustling in the bush. And we literally grabbed our stuff and start sprinting full speed.
That's a valid reaction.
So we run for like a mile. Like we just kept on going because we were so paranoid. Like I think we got away from, it was probably just like an animal or something. We got away from that pretty fast, but then we kept hearing other noises, and we'd like start running so fast and then turn around, and it's just like a biker like just chilling, and then we see someone like going to get their groceries, and we're just like still sprinting down the street.
Dude, just imagine being that biker though.
I'm like, why are
They're like running away.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm
what
just
is
biking.
here? Like,
It was so silly.
it's so funny.
Sakina, you had your mountain story.
I have a very similar story, actually. Basically, we were hiking up a mountain at like 5 a.m. I don't know why, man. We just felt like it. It was like, we were like, let's go see the sunrise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
It was also hella cold. It was like 25 degrees out. And we were like, what is going on? It's like early October, mid-October. It should not be this cold.
Yeah.
Especially in Georgia. And so we like hiked up the mountain, but like on the way up, and it was like on the way up, so it was still like super dark. We found like this like someone was walking, and like we can't really see that well, and like they like hit their foot on like a piece of wood, and they like screamed, and we're like, what the fuck? And like we like started like we took our flashlights out, because like when we hike in the dark, we straight up just hike in the dark, no flashlights. We were just like let our eyes adjust.
Yeah.
And basically we like felt around, and we were like, wait guys, this is a whole ass like hunter house, and it was just like completely abandoned, and like there's spider webs like everywhere,
Oh my gosh.
and we're like, okay, let's go inside.
The only option.
And so we go inside, and like we're like just moving around, shuffling, and we're like, oh, we're just making sounds ourselves, something to be scared of. And then we hear like this really loud like rustling sound outside, like in like the really big tree in front of it, and we're like, guys, and we just stayed inside too. Like we didn't think to like run because we're like, man, if we run, then we're gonna hit the tree and like we're gonna run into them. We're like, no, we can't do that. So we just stayed inside for like 10 minutes, and and the sounds kept coming, and then they were like popping up from everywhere else, and we were like, we can't leave.
Oh my
I don't even know how we got ourselves out of there, but like I think when we did, we kind of like started like running just a little bit, but we were also carrying like a full like grill on someone's back, and like we were carrying like milk jugs and like pancake mix because we were gonna make breakfast.
That's so
so we were like
that's so fun though.
running with like all this like things were like clattering around.
Oh my goodness.
It was an experience.
Yeah,
That's
you'll never forget it.
No, that was such like supposed to be such a wholesome event.
Yeah.
Scared for your life.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You know what that reminds me of? Like a wholesome event and then you get terrified? Our picnic.
Oh my god.
When
I forgot.
right after Matt and I
that was
first met, we like wanted to have like he was about to go home for the summer and we were gonna be long distance, so we were like, let's do a nice date before he goes. So I surprised him with picnic supplies. We got Chiba Hut and I got him flowers, and then we like drive 40 minutes to this like beautiful lake spot, and we started having our picnic. It was so lovely. And then
people just like, we just saw like a person come out like from the tree line on the opposite, like I don't know, it's probably like 50 feet from us or something, like on the shore on the lake. And we're like, okay, it's just a person. He's just like standing there, which was weird. And then we looked closer, and he had a rifle. He had like a gun.
Yeah, like a big one. Yeah.
Like, this is a public park. We're at like
a picnic table by the lake, like
next to a parking lot, like where we parked. We just walked down to it. It's like not like in the middle of the woods where people would like normally be hunting, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It freaked us out so much.
And he was like walking around us holding the rifle, and we were like so freaked out.
It was super weird.
We continued our picnic in the car with the doors locked.
Yeah, I think we like saw them later. It was a group of them, and they all had guns. I think they were squirrel hunting in the trees or something.
Yeah, and like birds.
Really crazy.
I think
It's like this
It's
is
so
not the type
sad.
of place where
That's so
anyone would
illegal.
go.
Like,
it was like a
Like,
beautiful like little nature
like a-
park.
yeah, it's
like
like a
it was
state
not
park.
the vibe.
State park. I think that was definitely illegal, but it was freaky.
Yeah,
We just saw
I
a
was so
person with
scared.
a gun coming out of the woods, and we're like,
yeah. And it was just like us and them there.
Yeah.
There was
That's
like
why
no
you're,
one else
like-
there.
That's when
creepy.
you're like, wow, I live in Georgia. Like,
Yeah, literally.
I just went to Austin, and it was like, I don't know, like 12 a.m., 1 a.m., and we like went to a little bus stop because we were like on our way home from the music festival, and we were just like there, and there were like two people there, like a guy and a girl. They seemed like they were married or some shit, but the guy had like a huge like steak knife and a teddy bear.
Oh my god.
And he was like, I could hear like knife sounds. So I'm assuming he was like sharpening the knife.
What?
But it looked like from the angle I was at, it looked like he was like cutting the like teddy bear's head.
oh my.
And I was
Oh my
like,
god.
this is not normal.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy, dude.
That's insane.
And they had like a bunch of like kiddie stuff as well. Like I'm assuming they had a kid because they had like toys and shit. But like, I was like, why do you have a knife?
Oh my
That's so
gosh,
strange.
that is insane. Okay, I have another story. When I was like 10 years ago, so I was 11. My dad and I decided it would be the funniest thing ever if we dressed up as each other for Halloween.
Really good.
So I have pictures if you're watching the video episode.
We also
Here, yeah, I can edit them in. Here is me as my dad, bald cap and beard. And here is my dad as me. It's so good.
Oh my
There's
God.
my dad. There's me.
Not
But
the orange.
the orange goatee. But the thing is, the beard was so itchy that I literally, like, an hour into the night, my face was, like, burning, stinging so much, and I was like, okay, I have to change. So I then, like, went home an hour later and changed into, like, a witch costume or something, but then my dad was just, like, left alone, dressed up like a little girl with, like, nothing, no other reference.
That's so bad. Oh
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. Emmy, you have your creepy dead dog story.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The way you said that just really confused me.
Oh, sorry.
So, I was like sleeping at my friend's house, and like I know her family pretty well, so I always sleep in the same room. It's like this one guest room, there's like multiple, which is crazy, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But I always sleep in the same room, and she had these really old dogs, and one of them had just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember exactly what happened, but I was just like sleeping in the room that I always slept in, and like the day before, the friend had been like, oh yeah, that was like kind of like Huey's room, like he always like would go in there and like bark out. Because he's the dog, but so like that night I like woke up at like 5 a.m. or something, and I like look over at the door, and I think the door was like open, and there was just like light, but it wasn't coming from anywhere, and like the entire house was like dark, and it was like a beam of light, but it was coming from inside my room, but there was no light sources.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, someone's trying to do something.
Yeah, and there was like scratching, and I was like, yeah, that's Huey. And then I just like went back to sleep. And then I woke up and told them about it, and they were like, Emily, this is crazy.
That
and I was
is
like,
crazy.
I don't know, man. Like,
that's so good. Matt, you have your crayon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the matching costumes, like your dad and you being you and your dad. Last year, I dressed up as a crayon. Some of my best friends who also dressed up as a crayon. I was cerulean. I think he was just purple. Like, it didn't have a special name or anything.
that's so sad.
Yeah, I have a picture here. Cerulean. There you go. And I just basic purple. Much worse.
Basic.
Much.
I love
Come on.
purple.
So unoriginal.
Very
But purple people are so pure.
Roasting Eduardo on air.
But it was so fun. We got so many compliments for being crayons. People were like calling out.
I love it.
I don't know,
All the
for us,
frats.
like, from the
Oh
other
my
side of the
gosh.
street, they're crayons. And every time we go in someplace, like the people.
I think y'all
Yeah,
got
it's not
into a
even
lot of parties
They're
because
just
of
like,
that.
oh yeah, they're crayons. You can come in.
Of course. You're on the
I don't know,
list.
it's
Cerulean.
just-
That's right here.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely suggest matching.
Oh, yeah.
Wearing matching crayon costumes as
Slay.
much as possible. and it was just like a t-shirt and a hat. I could just wear that t-shirt any day. to
So
be
true.
honest.
Why not?
Kind of
Yeah, no, that hat will always just be on my bedpost.
Nice.
Yeah.
That reminds me of another matching costume I did with my mom. When I was totally obsessed with High School Musical, I was like, Mom, I'm dressing as Gabriella and you're dressing as Sharpay. And she just had to deal with it. And so the Sharpay costume that's like in Halloween stores is that one. I don't know how familiar you guys are with High School Musical, but the one where she's wearing like spandex gold leggings and like this really booby top, and like a blonde wig and like crazy Sharpay makeup, right? And I was like in my Gabriella costume, but of course we like separated at some point in the night, and I like went with friends, and she's just in this costume. I'm always leaving them in the dust. And then people saw the tight spandex and the crazy makeup and the wig, and they're like, "Are you a prostitute for Halloween?"
That's crazy.
My poor mother.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was pretty good. the things she does for me.
Yeah, seriously. That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever had like a matching costume with my parents for Halloween.
Really, my family always like went in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were a
did
big
some,
Halloween
like,
fan.
Family costumes for sure.
Yeah.
I think we did a Harry Potter.
That's so
Oh,
fun.
that's so
fun.
cute.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Your family's a very like Harry Potter family.
They really
Harry
are.
Potter, Star
Yeah.
Wars, Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
That's just my dad.
Yeah.
I have another story. When I was a freshman in high school, I decided to dress up as Snow White, and all my friends and I were the Disney princesses.
Oh, nice.
And it was so fun. And I was like, you know what? I'm really going to commit to this costume. I'm going to spray dye my hair black.
Oh,
boy.
wow.
I can match that
Bold decision. It was like temporary hair dye, but I sprayed it, and then we all did like a little friends sleepover after trick-or-treating and stuff. And I'm like, can I use your shower? I'm
Did
just
you
gonna...
do the trading candies afterwards?
Oh yeah, of course we traded
I,
candies.
that was like the best part of
So
it,
fun.
to be honest.
Oh yeah. So then I'm like, hey bestie, can I use your shower before we all go to bed? I get in the shower, and it just like, it's black is coming off, but it's just like covering my entire body and
Oh
staining my
my
skin
God.
and not getting out of my hair. I looked like a zombie. Like, cause there was just
Like
black
gray.
dot, and my skin was like gray.
Oh.
It was so, and
How'd you
it's,
get it off?
I like just days of washing. Like it took so much.
That's
Yeah.
Imagine being that mom though.
Yeah. And you come down to your shower, and it's like,
Black
oh my
everywhere.
god. Yeah.
Like black ink.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Emmy, your TV costume.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So when I was like 9, I remember everybody being like, why are you picking that? But I was like, I'm gonna be a TV. I don't care what you say. Like, I just remember my mom and dad just being like, are you sure? Like, are you sure this is what you want?
This is the one.
Yeah. But like we made our Halloween costumes ourselves, so I like made it myself with like a cardboard box and shit and like paper. So I like made it look like a TV, and I think I had like antenna and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mom was like, "It's gonna be hard to like do an antenna. Are you sure?" And I was like, "It needs an
This is what
antenna."
I'm doing.
Exactly.
That's
it was
so
just
funny.
so ridiculous, and nobody knew what the fuck I was. Somebody said microwave.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because who does that?
I'd go as an appliance for
Yeah.
a toaster.
A TV.
toaster's
You would
good.
be a toaster.
You would. Air fryer.
Air fryer is a really good one.
If I could be a
That's
fridge,
more.
you know, I would.
Ooh.
I could like make like a really big cardboard
You could have
box and
snacks inside.
open up.
To
And,
trick
like-
what if when you're trick or treating, you say trick or treat and then you open your own?
And you're like,
my
put them in the
God.
fridge. That'd be
Wait,
crazy.
but what if it like closes over your face though?
But I could have like a little. You know
I'll
how
put it in my mouth.
fridges now
The
they have like the
freezer.
little holes with the. You can see what's inside.
That's
Yeah.
They can do that, and I can just have my face right there.
Slay.
And then when I trick or treat, I could just open the door. And I'm like, please put it in like the upper drawer or something. Like,
That's
let me
so
sort my
bad.
candy while I'm at it.
That'd be so fun.
That's so funny.
Maybe they'd get you apples and shit. Like, like just wait.
This is the next costume.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yep.
This one time for Halloween, my friend and I got a little tipsy, and then she decided to tell one of my secrets to the entire party after I had just walked out of the room, and I come back and everybody knows my secret that I desperately didn't want anyone to know.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like enraged. So I just start like girl fighting her. And we're like doing little slaps, like lightly pulling each other's hair. It was the silliest little fight ever because we were both a little drunk and we were not successfully fighting. But then we literally made up later that night. We were
No.
like, this was just so silly. Like, it was so silly. Okay, I have 2 more stories. I have so many Halloween stories, guys.
Okay.
I'm loaded
Halloween
up.
is full of stories.
So many stories. Another one, my mom played a prank on me after I had recently watched the Blair Witch Project. and I go out to the driveway to get in my car, and there's one of the like tree structures in the driveway, like the sticks, like in a little teepee looking thing. And I like stop in my tracks, and I'm like, okay, I know my parents did this, so I immediately like call my dad. And I'm like, okay, who did it?
It's always like that. I know they did it, but I want to check.
But I want to make sure. So I like call him, and he's like, what? Like, he genuinely had no idea what I was talking about. And then my mom like comes on the phone. I had only like called my dad, and she's like, oh, like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I feel like Dad pranked me, but like he says he didn't do it. And she's like, oh, that's weird, knowing she did it. And she, like, didn't reveal it to me for, like, a good 20 minutes. So I thought they were being genuine on the phone. I was like, oh, my God, who did this? Who did this? And then she eventually came clean. And I was like, Mom! It was crazy. And then my last of the stories, another family one, this one year, when the like first Annie movie came out, I was like, or maybe it didn't come out, I was just like super into it, and I was like, I'm dressing up as Annie, and my dad's gonna be Daddy Warbucks, and my mom's gonna be Miss Hannigan, and we're like, okay, Jack, my brother, we'll make him be another orphan, right? He is not into this idea. He's like, I don't want to be an orphan, I want to be Optimus Prime.
Obviously.
So we get him an Optimus Prime costume, and then the whole night we introduced him as Little Orphan Optimus Prime. It was so good.
That's so funny.
Just part of the family.
That's really funny.
Yes. Okay, for our final section of the episode, we're all going to share our very favorite Halloween costumes that we've done. So Miss Emily, you're up first.
What was mine?
You said the TV and Britney Spears.
Oh, Britney Spears. That was last year. I always do very last minute Halloween costumes, like nowadays, I guess. And I like had like bleached my hair, and I had put it into those like two like little braids that are like on the top of your head. And I just like, I don't know, it was pretty dumb.
It's Britney, bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you do like Baby One More Time fit? The, like plaid skirt?
I think so. It was like the like schoolgirl whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that.
Slay.
And then like I went to this party, and then it was just like me and this dude arguing for like 2 hours.
Nice.
But over nothing, like it wasn't important.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Nice. Sakina.
Yeah, so not last year, but the year before that, I always watch Star Wars, but I like took a little bed sheet that was like under my bed for like probably like years, and I was just like, this is old, I'm gonna get rid of it. And it was like a beige tannish color, so I like cut it up and I like sewed myself like a Jedi robe.
Oh my gosh.
And I had this like green lightsaber that I got from Walmart like years ago. It was like $3, and I was like, I see an opportunity here. And so I made like these like green little ears out of like paper, and I like painted them and whatnot, and I was Yoda, and I like went to my little SGA like Halloween party thing, and everybody was just, that's so fitting, and I was like, thank you. But I know like all the lightsaber tricks, so I was just like kind of hitting people and going crazy.
Weird flex, but yeah, kind of. I know all the lightsaber tricks. My favorite that I've done is I dressed up as Alyssa from The End of the Fucking World once.
Oh,
and I did the blonde wig, and I like made the dress, like the floral dress, and then I found the brown leather jacket that she has, which is such a cool jacket. Like, I spent so long thrifting for this costume, but it like worked out. I was very proud of it.
No, that's
What?
a good one.
Thrifting for a costume is fun.
Yeah, I do that every year. Like, let me put it together.
I gotta do that
myself.
this
Like
year.
we just got a green beret because I'm gonna be a strawberry. She's gonna be strawberry shortcake, so I obviously have to be a strawberry.
Of course.
So we just got a green beret, thrifted it for the little lease on top.
The little
Very
leaves.
excited for that.
Yes.
That might trump my previous current favorite Halloween costume. Last year, I did the crayon, but then we ran out again, and I didn't have a second costume.
What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm like, oh my god. But about 30 minutes before we start going out, I'm like, I need to have something, some sort of theme or something. So I get gray sweatpants and a gray sweatshirt, like a jumpsuit, basically. And I have joggers on, and I'm like, what if I dress up as Rocky? You know, when he's running up the stairs, da da da, all that.
Oh yeah.
Stuff, So it's okay, the jumpsuit's good, and then I need wraps, the boxer wraps that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I don't have any.
You don't just have that on hand?
I don't just have that on hand, actually. So
Actually, guys.
so instead, I used the only other white kind of strip of
Only
fabric
reasonable option.
thing that I had, which was socks. So I took a pair of socks and wrapped each one around my hands to make little boxer wraps, and I safety pinned them on. And I was a boxer for this.
Slay.
That's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I liked it.
I was proud of you for that.
Yeah.
I saw you before you went out, and I was just like, he did well.
Good work.
For 30 minutes, I was very proud of that.
Yeah. It's good work. Yes.
For 30 minutes only.
30 minutes of wrapping sock around.
That was from conception.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Of the idea.
Oh, yeah.
But
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode.
Spooktacular.
Yes, the
This was a good
Halloween
Spooktacular.
Spooktacular. Yes, so slay. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and have the spookiest, happiest Halloween next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thrifty bitches. Thrifty bitches. Thrifty bitches.